Weapons is a 2025 horror film directed by Zach Cregers, starring Julia Garner and Josh Brolin. Now, Cregers' last film, Barbarian, I was a little bit mixed on. I mostly enjoyed it, but there were some really frustrating aspects to that film. However, Weapons had me hook, line, and sinker with those trailers. They didn't give too much away. They had me enticed. I didn't know what was coming. I just knew I was so excited to check this out. And that's why I'm so happy to report I loved Weapons. Now, this is tonally all over the place, but in the best ways possible. I love that we swing from really tension-filled horror moments to big, broad, funny, campy comedy moments to actually quite touching, sad, dramatic moments. That's all present here, and I think each of those aspects are handled very well. That Julia Garner was fantastic in this film as our lead for the most part. And I thought Josh Brolin was also very, very good. Plus some shout outs to Alden Ehrenreich, who is also amazing, and Benedict Wong, who was in a role unlike many I've seen him in, and he did so well. Plus, I really liked the structure that this film decides to take. It does kind of feel like two different concepts, two different ideas that were merged into one feature-length film, but honestly, it worked for me here. Usually that would be a big red flag, but the way that they weave those together in quite the insane fashion was effective. I think the first half is really tense, really mysterious, and the second half lets loose in the best possible ways. Now, when I tell you this film goes wild, it goes wild, but it's amazing. Now, not everything, again, in Barbarian works for me in that third act when it goes wild. This one pretty much works all the way down to each maddening twist and turn. Now, I do think the middle portion, the second act of this film, could have used a little bit more development so that that third act actually sang off the screen just a tad more, and some of those emotional moments hit in harder fashion. Character choices with Julia Garner's character that I didn't love. I was a little bit confused by them actually at the end of the film because I don't think they were particularly necessary to tell this story. And at the end, they didn't really add up to a whole lot of much. But overall, I applaud Weapons in its audacity. I had a blast. I had so much fun watching this. So if you're up for an experimental horror flick, definitely run out to the theater and check out Weapons.